here we go. We are almost in game, and we are now in game. So welcome back, everyone, to Game 5 in this best of 7 matchup between Aliens and Predators and Heartless in the losers bracket round 2 for the Clan Masters, the final showdown tournament happening at the moment. As I just said before, this map is called CM Tombolo, and it was the first place in the map design contest, and it's one that I actually am not completely and utterly familiar with, but by the fact that everyone is just flaring like mad. It seems like it's a nomadic start, and indeed it is, as you can see players chucking down their town centres in different locations throughout the map. So before I go ahead and introduce any of these wonderful gentlemen, these fantastic players, I will wait until all their town centres are up, and then we'll have a look at where they are, where they've all settled relative to each other, resource placement, and all that sort of good stuff, and then we'll see what sort of yarns I can spin until the real action starts. So it looks like, who have we got? MBL. Okay, that's not MBL, that's the Max. So up here to the north of the map, we have the Max playing as the Mayans once again, and he is placing his town center right here, as you can see. Fantastic, really nice for him. Chris, where's Chris? I saw Chris chucking his town center down here. They're apart now. They played really, really well together last game. So I was kind of hoping that they would be able to hold hands and frolic and be all nice and jolly together again. But no such luck. Chris is placing his town center down here, playing as the Persians here, further down toward the south of the map. Now let's move around, see if we can find another player on the Aliens and Predators team, and let's have a look at KGB Alive, who played a really, really strong game last game as the Spanish, now opting to go for the Vikings. Playing in the yellow trunks, and he's placed his town centre more toward the eastern corner of the map. But he does have his pal, his buddy, his compadre, Vic Winchester, playing in the purple as the Chinese. And again, Chinese player, Winchester last game playing as the Chinese, played a really, really strong game, teaming up quite well with Alive to be able to push through and take Leary and Fiage's base out in the later stages of the last game. So those are the TC placements for the Aliens and Predators. This is actually kind of cute though. Chris is managing to get a little bit of lumberjack bonding time here with the Max's villagers. Just now he's just going to have to walk all the way back to his town centre, but that's fine. So that's where the Aliens and Predators guys are all situated. Looks like the Max is sort of, out on his own, whereas his allies are sort of all kind of bunched in this sort of southern area of the map, as you can see here. So looking at where the Heartless guys are, what have we got here? Over here in the green we have Leary, who did, to be fair, play quite a strong game last game. A little bit unfortunate that he did get out, I guess, outnumbered is probably outnumbered and out-diversified, I guess, in the last game. But still played really strong, and he's having a crack at the Mayans again, and he's playing pretty much over here on the western sort of... Oh, it's not quite a peninsula. Oh, New Zealand! I found New Zealand again. This is awesome. New Zealand and gold. But New Zealand. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So Leary is having a crack at the Mayans once again. And I did just hear, what was that? Oh, okay. Chris losing a villager. So that's kind of unfortunate for him, but now at least he knows where MBL is. And speaking of which, we may as well introduce MBL, who's playing in the grey as the Persians, chucking his town centre up with a nice little seaside view here. So where's his dock? Because I can only imagine that there it is. Okay, his dock is up here toward the north of the map. But if he does chuck another dock down here, he's going to be in such a nice position with all this delicious, nutritious deep fish floating around. He's got a nice deer patch out here as well. We do have Slipknot Fiage playing in the orange trunks as the Chinese, nestled kind of nicely in between MBL and the in between MBL and Leary here also. And that means that I'm missing one player, Melkor, over here to the eastern flank, and still not a peninsula, but he is playing in the red as the Vikings. So again, we have the same civilizations from each from each team here playing in this matchup. And as we can see, this is almost like a sort of nomadic team island start kind of deal, with these wee shallow crossings that you can get across to get to your opponents as well. But looking like this could actually be quite an interesting dynamic to the game, because it looks like Chris is still keeping a villager up here, so maybe he does want to offer a little bit of help to his opponent. Sorry, his ally, even. Um, Max up here, knowing that Max is all alone. There is literally no one there beside him. But the same can be said for Melkor, right? So Melkor chilling out here as well. He's the only one on his team on this top north of the island, or top north of the map, which is actually quite interesting to note as well. Whereas the rest of his team is down here on the southern part of the island. So it looks like we might be seeing MBL and Chris battling it out, and then maybe Vinchester going for the water against Melkor. I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting to see how this one does play out. Again, you don't necessarily have to expect transports or landings or anything like that as you would in Team Islands, because you can see these shallows give you a direct passage across to the other island and also your opponents as well anyway. So transports maybe not going to be as much of an issue to watch out for. But that just means you have to watch out for the literal land army, which is going to be quite interesting to see how that one does play out as well. Although it being a nomadic start, I'm almost expecting that we're going to be seeing a lot of fast castles coming in from each of the players. And if we quickly split through all of their resources, we can see that some of them are looking to get maybe close to clicking up to the feudal age, but most of them sitting quite low on resources at the moment. So it's looking like fast castles are going to be on the cards for most of these guys here at the moment. We can see that Vinchester has got quite a nice amount of food here as well, and I imagine all of these players are sitting quite well in terms of food income, and they've all got gold sitting within a hop, skip, and a jump away from their town centres as well. Obviously, getting their docks up. There's fantastic fishing pretty much everywhere on this map, unless you are unfortunate enough to dock in the center here, which is probably not something that a lot of these players are going to do. Although in saying that, the Max has gone ahead and done that, and he's lucked out where he's got 3 sets of deep fish here. So is that 3? Yeah, 3. Can't count. Apparently you should never count or do math on stream. But yeah, the Max is lucked out getting a nice amount of deep fish here. But all the rest of the players are looking like they've docked more or less on the outside, and that's where all the really, really nice deep fish is. You can see on the minimap all the deep fish is out on the outside of the map. So it looks like water control is definitely going to be on the cards here, especially since if you get water control and you can control these crossings and these shallows that allow you to get from the center of the map, or one center of the map to the other. And Chris losing another villager. That is terribly unfortunate for him. He's lost a villager down here to MBL's TC, and he's also lost a villager up here to Melkor's TC. So Chris not in a really good position in terms of losing villagers. You can see his KD 0 to 2. So strong. Very good. And Melkor and MBL both picking up a villager kill each, which is quite funny to begin with. Not for Chris, of course, but for us we spectators, it's quite humorous to see. A little bit unfortunate, but at least he knows where some of his enemies are now. So we can see the feudal age coming in now for Leary, MBL, Melkor, and Alive. So it will be interesting to see whether any of those guys there are going to be going for any feudal aggression. It looks like MBL might maybe be looking to. Has he moved out to gold or anything like that? Yeah, he's moved out to gold, and he is the Persians. Maybe he'll be looking to just do a bit more of a fish brew. Maybe he'll be looking to grush. It will be interesting to see what each of these players are planning to do in the feudal age, whether or not grushes are going to be coming in. But it looks like Melkor is going to be grushing, as the Vikings sort of expected. You'd really, really like your Vikings player to be on the water if you can. And Alive, having not quite reached the feudal age yet, will be interesting to see if he does want to go ahead and grush as well, or whether he's going to go for a bit of a fish boom and help out his allies. Oh, Chris getting one back, taking down a Theagian villager here, and he's gonna these two male villagers from Chris are gonna hunt down this female villager as well and make sure she stays away. But Melkor up to the feudal age now, and if we zoom over to his point of view, looks like we'll be seeing, yeah, he's going to be going ahead and grushing as well. So it will be quite interesting to see how much damage he can actually do to that. If he knows anything about it, he knows there's a dock here, he knows it's from the max, so maybe he might be popping over here with his galleys to pay them a visit. And yeah, he's already been flared, so it looks like that could be right where his galleys are going to be heading. Or he might just take down Vinchester's fish because they're right here anyway. Go for the closer one, I guess you could say. Max now up to the fuel edge as well. MBL, what is MBL doing? MBL is going ahead and crushing as well, having got another dock down toward the south, right near his town centre, and he's got a couple of galleys out harassing the fish of Chris up in the north as well. So MBL doing a really, really nice job right off the bat as soon as he gets into the feudal age, with Chris a little bit delayed into the feudal age on account of probably him losing those two villages to a couple of really, really unfortunate really, really unfortunate that he lost a couple of villages to two town centres. Fiage also on the water, but not in terms of galleys. He's got a couple of docks up, but it doesn't look like he's pushing around and doing any sort of crushing. It looks like he's more or less just kind of relying on MBL and Leary at the moment to try and help him out and keep himself nice and safe. As the Chinese, I guess, let them have a bit of a boom. Why not? Fiage just had a hard day. Maybe he just wants to sit back and relax for a little bit. Up in the north again, MBL still doing a nice bit of damage here, picking off more and more fishing ships from Winchester now. Actually, he's moved away from Chris. He's thinking, nah, Chris's fishing ships are moving away. Let's go ahead and get Winchester's fishing ships, and he's doing really, really well at that as well. Down on the south of the map, we do have KGB alive, starting to push a little bit against the galleys here from Leary and MBL, but Leary really, really aware to that and letting MBL know that, hey, Alive is starting to push back a little bit. Can you help a brother out down here? As Fletching starts to come in now for Alive as well. Fletching already done for Leary, but not quite for MBL just yet. Now, what were the galleys from Melkor doing? It looks like they've been sent out over here, and a little bit of a villager scuffle here. MBL going to be losing that villager, unfortunately for him. But the fishing ships from the Max and the fishing ships from Chris meeting up here, and Chris is saying, "Don't go that way, don't go that way, don't go that way," and Max is saying, "Oh, I wouldn't go that way either because there's a couple of galleys coming over from Melkor, so you're going to be in a really bad position if you do go that way." But we can see Max clicking up to the castle age. In and of itself, not too much of an issue. The fact that he did get pushed off this fishing area here, the fishing ships obviously paid for themselves in that respect. Fiage, Winchester, and Chris also following suit and getting up to the castle age in quite nice times, in my opinion, as well. The galleys, the Persian galleys from MBL, also pushing in here and just starting to take little pot shots at each of the players as he circles around the edge of the map, but he's going to run headlong into these fishing ships as well if he does continue on his path here from the max, and he's going to be in a nice position to be able to take down those fishing ships. But of course, this map is not all about the water. It just looks like the initial grush was going on just to see if they could maybe get an easy upper hand. But you got to remember, man, you got to remember it's like a Team Island sort of deal, but it's not at the same time because you're not really separated at all. You can easily get from one island to the other unless it starts to get walled off, which we actually haven't seen. I suppose it is sort of difficult to wall off these shallows, but it can be done. But I'm also looking forward to seeing some land aggression here as well, as Chris has got a stable down as the Persian, so I'm expecting once he gets... he is in the castle age, fantastic. I'm expecting maybe to see some cheeky knights coming out from him, and yeah, straight away we can see a knight coming out, and he's going to send it straight down to this gold down here, which is going to be near Leary's base. Maybe seeing, can he see? Maybe he suspects that there is going to be some gold miners down here in operation from Leary, but he's going to send a couple of knights down there just to scout out and see what's going on. Oh, maybe he's not. Maybe he's going to send them up here to Fiage instead and get them converted. As Fiage does go ahead and... Nah, okay, Winchester doesn't want to get that. And is Chris going to delete his knight as well? Or is Chris just going to... No, Chris is going to let the knight get away. So Fiage making a good push here as the Chinese starting to push in against... I guess you could say starting to push in against Chris as well. Going ahead and doing only the laming that Fiage can do, and walling in all these resources here that would probably have been really, really good for Chris to be able to take. But the grushing does continue as well. You can see the players that... Or is this called frushing then? Like fire ship rushing? It's not really a rush if you're in the castle age, but you can see the lads that got up to the castle age first chucking out a few fire ships to help their allies out on the water. MBL now clicking up to the castle age as well. A little bit late. a little bit later than the than pretty much everyone else, to be honest with you, except Alive. Alive is not really kicking into high gear at the moment. I suppose he is grushing as well, and he's got a few fishing ships on the water, so I imagine he'll be up to the castle edge any time now, indeed. But we can hear a siege workshop and a monastery coming down for Chris as well. Maybe looking to get a little bit of a smush going of his own, seeing as though he scouted out the fact that that's exactly what that's exactly what VH is planning to do against him. Three monasteries, yeah, three monasteries and one siege workshop coming in from the Chinese player VH. Whereas we do have the same sort of defensive response coming in. We do have the same sort of defensive response coming in with Redemption coming in as well now for VH. So he's going to be going the whole hog. Redemption coming in to convert any pesky siege that does come out from Chris. And this could be really, really nice. Nope, Mangonel is not going to be needed to take down that monk, because that monk has taken a fight with the TC and got a couple of arrows to the face as a reward. We can see Melkor falling back to his docks to try and deal with these pesky Persian fire ships from Chris. And there we go, that pesky Persian fire ship from Chris has been dealt with. That's almost a tongue twist if you try and say pesky Persian fire ship. Nah, the pesky Persian kind of sounds a little bit hard. But Chris going up to an extra town center nonetheless. And what was that? I'm not sure. But it looks like he's going to be going for a bit of a smush against MBL here, who, remember, is not quite up to the castle age yet. Leary now up to the castle age and getting War Galley, and that's going to be really, really nice to give himself a little bit of breathing room on the water and keep his fishing ship and his food economy on the water nice and safe, as he is going to be able to push back against the Viking player Alive, who has only just now clicked up to the castle age. And it's going to be quite interesting to see this, because if the Mayan player does manage to push, or if you do manage to push the Viking player off the water, your team is going to be in a really, really nice position. But it doesn't look like there's too much else going on in the map. Just this sort of smush coming in from from Chris against MBL. And what does MBL have queued up in these barracks? These stables of his. A couple of scout cavalry with light cav coming in as well. More than expected, as we are, perfect counters against a smush with no pikes or anything to defend against it. Is a couple of light cav getting in there to pick down the monks and pick down the siege. So MBL should be fine over there for the time being, as Leary does start to push out against the Viking player. Or in the form of KGB Alive, as he meets up with Melkor as well. Melkor is just thinking, go, 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 start pushing. It's going to be really good if we do. One pesky fire ship from the Max also taking down the dock from MBL up here toward the north. But VH has quite a few idle fishing ships and has just been flared, which is really, really good teamwork. Noticing everything about everything to do with your teammates is really, really helpful, as you don't want to have any idle economy if you can help it, especially in these high level games where economy is key. The smush coming in from VH now, so kind of drawing Chris's attention away from away from MBL, that is. And this is a really, really nice positioning from VH, because you can see that his initial economy and his extra two town centers is over here toward the left, whereas he has managed to come all the way across and now start essentially cutting Chris off from his allies out here on the right hand side in the form of Winchester and Alive, and now he's going to be able to hopefully sandwich Chris between himself and MBL and maybe take Chris out of the game. And Chris, he's holding on, he's doing really, really well. He might be able to get a nice Mangonel pick. We might see we're going to see a Mango Tango. Oh no, we're going to see repairs first. Any Mango Tango? No, but Redemption coming in, of course. And that siege, that Mangonel, really, really well done there from VH managing to pull that conversion off. Leary, of course, only going on the water, so he's going to be able to get up an extra few town centers, and you can see he's already moved over onto stone. So maybe we'll see the elite plumed archer sort of route from him coming in this time, as opposed to the elite eagle warriors, which is what we so often see from the Mayans, of course. But yeah, like I said, it's interesting to see what Winchester is also up to. It looks like he's just going for a bit of a boom, and Alive, I can't see too much resistance on the water. He did have a few galleys up here that were being chased down by the navy of Melkor, but it doesn't look like he's going to be too interested in taking back the water. So it will be interesting to see if he is actually going to settle into some sort of a slinging role. So we'll just quickly move over to his point of view and see what he's actually up to. He's putting up I believe that's only his second town center at the moment, out toward the sort of, oh no, sorry, that's his third town center, but that's okay. Maybe not looking to do the sling, maybe looking to take water in the later game, maybe looking to just go for a bit of a boom, but he is going to be quite pressed for space in terms of booming. especially since he does have Fiage out here to the left. And there we go. Alive is actually slinging the max, so he's slinging the Mayan player, who is now up to the Imperial Age as well. I'm unsure how far that sling, or how long that sling has actually been going for, but we can see with scale mail armor coming in now. For the max, he is going to be switching into the Elite Eagle Warriors, and here we go. The Imperial Age is only a few minutes away, a few minutes incoming for the max, and he's going to be able to spam Eagle Warriors, and I imagine his first target is going to be Melkor, because Melkor at the moment is the only one holding water for the Heartless team, and spearheading an attack right into his economy is going to be so strong, because it's going to allow a little bit more of an easier retake of the water. So live slinging Max and Chris relocating some economy out here to the this whole economy out here, this whole area of the map is pretty resource rich and doesn't look like it's actually being contested an awful lot. But here we go. Max up to the Imperial Age. Are we going to see? We see chainmail armor coming in now as well. So if there was ever any doubt at all that the Elite Eagle Warriors were coming in, it's pretty much eradicated now. And now he just has to choose his target, really. He's got some pretty houses out here as well in Melkor's base. So he's got maybe some sort of visibility at the moment on what Melkor's doing. But it will be interesting to see where he does decide to go. And he's heading out to... I'm unsure where he's heading out to. Maybe he's going to come down here and start taking down the Smush. The Smush from Fiage. Of course, Elite Eagle Warriors are going to be fantastic units to be able to counter this this Smush from Fiage as well. Getting up close and personal really quickly. And maybe joining in these really brave female villagers as well from Chris. Going to be able to get up close and personal, take down the monks, take down the siege as well, which is going to be really strong for Chris. Especially, here we go, here's the sandwich that I was talking about before. So Fiage's positioning, while it was really strong and really clever, it looks like the Elite Eagle Warriors from Max are going to be able to come in here and swoop down and save the day. But maybe it's a little bit too late, because the damage to Chris's economy has pretty much been done. We can see that he's been forced to wall out his villages here, and in fact there's actually no shallows here that he can get to, because Fiage has actually walled off the shallows, but he is bringing a transport ship over. So really good game awareness, and he's done well to be able to relocate his economy and start trying to reboom. Obviously, as the Persians, it's not terribly difficult to be able to reboom, owing to the fact they do get much quicker town centers than other civilizations as well. And it looks like the Max is just going to continue to push in here and start maybe trying to take down this this sort of, not really a forward, I guess you could say a sideward base from Fiage, considering his main base is out over in this area here. But we can see Leary and Vinchester now clicking up to the Imperial Age as well. So we were right in saying that Vinchester was just going for a little bit of a boom, going for Bloodlines and Scale Barding Armor as well. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Cavalier from Vinch. Do we see any stables being thrown down from Vinch? We see a stable having been thrown down for Vinch, but I can't see any extra ones, and we are more or less in no doubt what Leary is going to be doing. We can see quite a nice Mayan boom having gone on for him. And we can see the Elite Eagle Warrior transition now occurring as well. Maybe looking to start putting Chris under a lot more pressure. But Chris doing the wise thing, playing the wise man's game, and walling up here as Leary brings over some of his war galleys. He's going to be able to get a few villager picks here if he's paying attention, which of course he is, because these players are just fantastic and know everything about everything that's going on. Chris trying to wall up his economy a little bit here. But a castle from Fiage, a Chinese castle, is going to put a pretty quick stop to that, as Chris loses another villager to building Arrowfire, just to match the two that he lost in the beginning of the game. Max flaring for some reason, moving out here and expanding his economy out to all these extra gold piles. Maybe that's what he was flaring, but I still haven't seen any. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. The aggression now coming in from Max onto Melkor. Melkor not actually clicked up to the Imperial Age yet, but having done Fortified Wall, and as the Vikings is not... I mean, there is quite a... I mean... You can go down the champion line if you really can, as the Vikings against the Mayans, but the Mayans can just easily switch into something like the Elite Plumed Archers, and in that case, the Vikings don't quite stand up to the Mayans on land, in my opinion. But it will be interesting to see if Melkor can survive long enough for maybe for Leary to start sending over some Eagle Warriors to help him out as well. But at the same time, Mac's starting to get a little bit of rating done on MBL, and MBL's been somewhat quiet for this game. He has clicked up to the Imperial Edge. In fact, he's nearly there. He's nearly at the Imperial Edge, and I can only imagine we will be seeing Paladin coming in from him, sort of expected as he is the Persians. So that's more or less what we can expect from MBL as he now reaches the Imperial Age as we speak about it. Imperial Age now coming in for Fee Age as well, with Blast Furnace coming in for the max, just giving his Eagle Warriors that little bit extra attack. And El Dorado has also been done, I believe. 100 HP. Yep, El Dorado has been done. Max also flaring some resources. No, Alive, sorry, flaring resources out on the northern sort of area of the map, just letting his teammates know that, hey, there's some resources out there that you can take if you want. Letting Max know. Very good team awareness and game awareness there as well. So, Cavalier coming in for MBL with plate barding armor, solidifying the assumption that we had, whereby he was going to be going Paladin. And Paladins here are going to be a really, really nice addition, especially against the Chuko Nu. Especially against the Chuko Nu that Vinchester is starting to chuck out as well. Again, that +2 bonus that the cavalry of the Persians have against archer units are going to be really, really nice when it comes to battling this down. But this is the thing, the Max has come in and has pretty much split this division, or has pretty much wiped out this division with the help now of Vinchester also. That Fiat had tried to push in here, meaning that MBL is now the one that is sandwiched, or not sandwiched even, but is now being pushed on one side by two players. As we can see, the Max has still got some elite Eagle Warriors down here, and Vinchester now chucking in heavy camels, foreseeing the fact that he is going to be seeing Cavalier popping out of these stables from MBL, transitioning into the heavy camels. A really, really clever move to make, in my opinion, as the Max continually sends raids down here. Wait, no, hang on, that's not raids. He's helping out Chris, but Chris is kind of in a little bit of a dire situation again, as Fee Age, who's now in the Imperial Age, tries to chuck up a castle here, and the castle's going to go up regardless of the fact, or despite the fact, the best efforts of the Max to cut that out. But this fight in the middle here, this is going to be really, really strong for aliens and predators. Elite Eagle Warriors, Heavy Camels, and Chuko Nu against purely... Oh, here we go. Some Chuko Nu now coming in for Fee Age. So Fee Age and MBL are pretty much going to be battling it out against the Max and Vinchester here, whereas up on the north, slow progress, very, very slow progress. And man, oh man, I think this is a lot of walling. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to keep yourself alive, but still, this is going to be such slow progress for the Max getting into Malcor's economy. But little by little, he will manage to push his way in. As we can see, CZ Leary now pushing in, or sending some elite Eagle Warriors over to the center side of this, the southern part of this map here to help out MBL and Fee Age as they try to battle it out against the Chinese might that is Vic Vinchester at the moment with the heavy camels, and elite Chuko Nu now having been upgraded with Blast Furnace also kicking in, helping out with the heavy camels, obviously giving them an extra little bit of attack. And a couple of petards, sneaky petards coming through. 2 petards, obviously all it takes to bust down these walls. And if these walls go down and MBL's economy is laid bare to the wrath of these elite Eagle Warriors from the Max, it's going to be so difficult, like I said, to get them out of your economy. But at the moment, that looks like all the action is these Eagle Warriors from Max still looking to take down this castle from VH slowly, piece by piece. What is Leary actually do? Oh, of course, yes. Leary is sending fully upgraded elite Eagle Warriors from the mines over, again flooding them into the center of this sort of center area here. It's almost suiciding them into these elite Chuko Nu that Vinchester has. And you can just see the absolutely crazy rate of fire that these guys have, and reinforcements now coming in from the Max as well. And if Leary just keeps sending in these little hordes of elite Eagle Warriors, like in this small amount, he's going to find he's not going to make too much of a headway. But MBL now getting into the game, sending out his little contingency of paladins, almost got fully upgraded. Plus, Blast Furnace coming in now to get those fully upgraded paladins into the fight as the elite Chuko Nu from VH now starts pouring over as well. And this is a better mass. This is a better mass of elite Eagle Warriors from Um, from Leary and Alive now clicking up to the Imperial Age even, and it's going to be interesting to see what sort of tech he goes for. Maybe he'll just provide the siege in the form of siege rams. Maybe he'll start going down the champion line to try and help out against his elite Eagle warriors, or maybe he'll just go back and try and take water and harass from the water. But you can see how the initial push for the water hasn't really transitioned or transpired into too much more than just an initial push. There's not too much of a huge fish boom going on for any team here. You can see some fishing ships from CZ Leary out here, but it's all pretty much transitioned onto the land. As we can see, the Paladins now starting to try and push in against the castle and the elite Shikonu and the elite Eagle Warriors here from the Aliens and Predators team. But that's not really a fight that NBL would want to take. And Alive still slinging the Max, and the Max has, oh, he's so close to having made his way in, but Melkor, oh, this is a sad sight. All of Melkor's economy pretty much is just gathered around this one gold pile that has 30 gold left. In vain, a lone mangonel tries to take down the plumed archers and siege rams and trebuchets and castles and everything from the might that is the Max as when he plays as the Mayans. But it doesn't look like he's going to be in a good position there, and it looks like Melkor is going to be pretty much wiped out of the game. But in saying that, Chris is not much better, to be honest with you. So it looks like this might even just turn into more or less a 3v3, whereas Chris is already pretty much out of the game until he does manage to get his economy back up and rolling and reboomed. Whereas Melkor, I don't see too much more. I don't see too much more economy for Melkor. You can see he's sitting on. He's sitting on 100 or 99 vills. I'm not actually sure where they all are. I guess they're in a transport. Oh, he's not. Okay. Oh, maybe he's just transporting him back over here to try and rebuild his economy. As Alive is now finally in the, well, not finally, but now he's in the Imperial Age. It will be interesting to see what sort of funny business he does. He tries to get up to here, but it looks like Fiage and NBL are now starting to make a good push here through the center. Although all the army, yeah, here we go. Okay, so all the army for the Aliens and Predators boys are just sitting back here, looking nice and safe under the shadow of two castles, while Vinchester tries to rush up a third. But the elite Chuko Nu here from Fiji, from Fiage, not letting that happen. I can hear some bombard towers. That's got to be Fiage doing them. Oh, of course it is. This elite skirmisher coming in now as well, just to try and buff out his army, I guess, and provide a little bit more of a tank against his elite Chico Nu from his opposite Chinese player. And finally the Max is into the economy now of Melkor, but Melkor already being one step ahead and already having relocated his villages to somewhere. Well, there's a transport ship getting a nice view of these heavy camels and Paladin from Alive. Hang on. Oh, that must be a conversion. Yeah, it's got to be a conversion, because Vikings obviously don't get Paladin. But yeah, so again, action in the middle. This is exactly where all the action is going down. Barracks being thrown down for Max. It looks like he's going to be trying to tech into the the Halberdier line, maybe, or maybe. Oh no, sorry, hang on. He's just coming down here to try and help out his allies. As Chris is now starting to get maybe a little bit of pressure put on by NBL, who's got a sneak, well, not a sneak, but a couple of sneaky stables up here toward the north of Chris's newly rebuilt and very, very fragile economy. But Chris doing a handcut now, so his economy, yeah, it's not too many farms having been seeded for him, but he's trying to get back in the game, and he's definitely in a better position than Melkor is, as I believe that Melkor's only economy was in these, only viable economy was really up here and in those transport ships that we saw him moving away before. But again, the stalemate, the absolute bloodbath of units is exactly in the center where we thought it was going to happen, where we have Alive, who is not doing too much. Onager, okay, so Alive is getting Onager out, maybe looking to get a few nice shots in here, but you can just see the rain of arrows from these elite Shugo Nu. That rate of fire is just absolutely insane, and with this the Trebs and the Bombard Tower push also coming in from Fiage, I think Vinchester and the Max are going to find it a little bit more difficult than they thought initially to be able to push in here and maybe hold their position as well. Trebs firing on behind. These military production buildings are just going to be taken down, with the Chuko Nu firing behind as well, and the meat shield that is the Paladins, the Persian Paladins here from MBL. Then these elite Chuko Nu and all the other range units are going to be in such a good position to be able to keep pushing this back. Whereas Chris is just doing doing Chris things. He's just rebooming a little bit. And here we go. Here's the economy. The relocation of the economy down here from Melkor. And he's trying to better down this house from Chris. Just looking to be able to expand his economy away from the shoreline, where he's getting now harassed by the Viking player KGB Alive, who researched Galleon and is now starting to take back the water, with a lot of docks having been thrown down as well on this eastern flank. So he's going to be in a good position to be able to do some harassment from the water, which is sort of what we hypothesized, I guess, when we saw that Alive was just going to go ahead and do a little bit more of a boom after he initially lost the water. But here we go, the honors is having been done for Alive as well, so he is helping out with a bit of siege. Siege engineers coming in as well for him. These elite eagle warriors that are running around in this sort of massive mixture of death. From Leary getting cleaned up pretty quickly. A Treb firing upon these bombard towers. And again, the bombard towers just make it so difficult for Vinchester, who's now... Oh no, there he is. Vinchester and the Max to push into. It just makes it really, really difficult for him to get anywhere, to get any footing. Especially if VH does manage to cling to this hill, it's going to be even harder for him to do. But this is really, really nice harassment down the bottom. Alive getting some nice villager picks on this gold mine down the south. Down the southern map, and a market coming up. Very clever. A market now coming down as well. Or market's coming down for the Max, which is really, really nice. Don't have to rely too much on the gold income, based on the gold piles that are around the map. Instead, he's going to start setting up trade. Of course, it is pretty easy to raid trade on this map if you do have water, and we can see that even without water control, NBL managed to land a couple of cheeky paladins across, being found out, luckily enough, by an elite eagle warrior from the Max, but they're being taken down pretty quickly, and it will be interesting to see what sort of harassment NBL can do with those paladins. My guess is not a lot. But Melkor deciding that this is a nice place to repopulate. To repopulate and reboom his economy, and Vinchester thinking that it's probably not a really nice place to repopulate and reboom his economy, as he tries to emulate and tries to copy what VH is doing by chucking up a bombard tower on this hill. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter, because Heartless have called GG. With Leary, I believe, being Melkor being the first one to throw in the towel, and I think that's definitely fair enough. He had lost his initial base, he had lost the water, and it was only going to be a matter of time before Chris managed to, managed to start rebooming up as well and get back into the game in one form or another. You can see he's already got some more elephants out, looking to put the smack down on these elite eagle warriors from Leary, maybe. I'm not really sure, but no, well played. Really, really, really well played. And a fun map, a really, really interesting map. Not so many, direct land transitions as I would have expected to see, but I guess that was just because of the position, the placements of all the players on the map. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the fact that that VH managed to get this wee smush going on Chris, because he effectively took Chris out of the game for a good portion of it. And really, really nice teamwork between him and NBL to sandwich smush, I guess you could say. To sandwich smush Chris. So really, really well played from both teams. But congratulations to Aliens and Predators, who do take this best of 7 in a convincing 4-1 victory. So yeah, they move on, and I believe they face Chao Ren. I think that's how you say their name, in the next round. So yeah, once again, even though these are recordings and what have you, but yeah, still congratulations to congratulations to Aliens and Predators, and really, really well played from both teams. It was really, really fun to watch and cast, and I also hope that you guys enjoyed it. So I'll quickly come out of the game, and we'll chuck up the music for a wee bit. Well, we come to that time again, ladies and gentlemen, where the stream is now coming to an end. I know it's a sad, sad day, but I think we had fun. I think for the let's see, I don't know, like 3 hours or something like that that we were streaming, I think we had fun together. Um, yeah. So again, congratulations to Aliens and Predators, who now move on to the next stage, where they play. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, they do play Chao Ren. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for stopping by. If anyone would like to, if anyone would like, if anyone's going to stream rather, actually hang on. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say if anyone wants to stream, don't, because you can go and watch Tato play. He's got an Age of African Kingdoms, which is obviously the expansion on HD or on Steam. He's got a tournament going on over there, and I would definitely recommend heading on over there to see it as well, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Tato is always a lot of fun to watch, especially when he plays, and his casting is really, really good too. It's good to get inside, inside information and what have you from experts. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for stopping by. So I'll be stopping the stream more or less now, but definitely head on over to the Twitch channel that SMB just linked in the chat, because it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So thank you very much everyone for stopping by once again, and yeah, I'll catch you guys maybe tomorrow. Actually, I think I'm allowed to stream tomorrow according to what my girlfriend says. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. But again, thank you very much for stopping by, and head on over to Tato's stream, or the Voobly stream Twitch channel, and I'll see you guys over there. So thank you very much, and catch you later, guys.